Hi everybody, Wes Harrison with Above and Beyond Auto Repair, and today's little video is about your check engine light, service engine soon light, and computer engine diagnostics. All three are pretty much the same. In 1996, the federal government mandated that all car manufacturers have an OBD2 system on all cars that any and all repair shops can access and monitor your car's engine performance and your powertrain control module functions. This consists of an orange light on your car's dashboard labeled the check engine light or service engine soon light. The light, if illuminated, indicates that there's a problem with the car's engine monitoring system or the powertrain control system. Why do we need this? An illuminated check engine light or service engine soon light means that something in the car's monitoring system, one of the components, is reading beyond the acceptable computer parameters. When the light comes on, the computer goes back to what's called a default mode. It uses pre-programmed computer values in place of what the components are actually reading. The light cannot indicate exactly what is failing, just that something is reading incorrectly, and only the right training and diagnostic equipment can pinpoint exactly what's going on. A typical check engine light servicing consists of plugging in a scanner to the vehicle's computer and seeing what the codes are and what all the probable causes of effect are, and taking a look at and verifying what's going on with all that stuff. A flashing light indicates that there's a problem currently happening, as in right now, and may need immediate attention, whereas if the light comes on and stays steady, it can be diagnosed at the first convenient opportunity. It won't leave you stranded on the side of the road. There's no reason to panic. When a technician has the computer plugged into the scan tool, and once the problem's pinpointed, then we start searching through the flowcharts for the proper procedures of cause and effect. Just because the scanner says that it may need an O2 sensor doesn't mean that it actually needs an O2 sensor. It just means that the O2 sensor is reading inaccurately. So before you go to the auto parts store and get the codes checked and it says O2 sensor, and they sell you a $100 O2 sensor, and you go put it in and the check engine light's still on, be sure and check all the vacuum lines, the restricted fuel filter, the mass airflow sensor. Any number of things can cause the O2 sensor to read incorrectly, and then the computer is going to say, well, the O2 sensor is reading incorrectly, so it must need a new O2 sensor, when in fact that's not the case. So I don't want to see you spend more money than you absolutely need to. Now, if having your car serviced at a service facility other than ours, here's some questions to ask. Does the check engine light mean that my car needs a tune-up? The answer to this: no, it does not mean that your car needs a tune-up to turn off the check engine light. If the car has not been maintained, it may need a tune-up, but that's in addition to whatever it needs for the check engine light. I hope I'm being kind of clear here. Just because the check engine light's on does not mean the car has to get a tune-up. Tune-ups generally last about 80,000 miles anymore. They go a lot further than they used to in the old days. Next question. When checking out the cause of the light, are there any other services that need to be performed at exactly the same time? No. You want to pinpoint what the light is first and repair that problem first. Then, if there's any other required maintenance items that are necessary, deal with that after the light is fixed. Next question. Is it normal for the light to come on briefly when I start my car? The only time the light should come on briefly is when you turn the key to the on position. All your dash lights should come on, and as soon as your engine starts, everybody should go back out. If the light stays on, that means that one of the engine monitoring components, or the powertrain control, which is transmission monitoring components, it's not reading correctly, and it's triggering the computer to say, hey, we have something wrong here, and it's plugging in a default value. The light should go back out after the engine starts. Next question. What happens if I just ignore the light? Over a period of time, if you ignore the light, the car is in what's called default mode, and it has the pre-programmed computer values to make the vehicle run. To you, it may feel like it's running normally, but in actuality, it's using more fuel than necessary, which can cause other problems, like clogged catalytic converters. On some vehicles, there's 4 catalytic converters, and if they get clogged up, it's a lot of money. If it feels like it's running normal and you don't smell a rotten egg smell, you've got a little bit of time, but over a long period of time, it can cause other issues. What happens if the light eventually turns off all by itself? There's a code stored in the computer that needs to be looked at and reset. If the computer detects that there was a problem again, after 5 drive cycles, it'll turn the light back on, and you just go through the same cycle all over again. Just because the light turns itself off doesn't mean that the problem's corrected, but it's not near as severe as if it was still on. Will my car, next question I get asked, will my car pass an emission test if the light is on? No. Usually it won't, because it's not running as efficiently as it could. You're not getting the gas mileage that you could be getting. There's a lot of things going on as far as the emission test. Fortunately, in Kansas City we don't have that, but I believe down in St. Louis they do, and no, it won't pass. Again, this is Wes with Above and Beyond Auto Repair, and if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 816-453-8282, and we'll be happy to help you with any questions that you may have or any answers that I can try and give you. Thanks a lot, and have a good day.